date to call on them. Bob Evans Restaurants, Good Ale Transmission Company, and Auto Weekly. We'll start off with a limited sportsman division, the Trophy Dash, your 4 fastest qualifiers, racing 4 laps. The lineup goes like this. On the pole in car number 12 is Don Renner. Donnie Renner in car number 12. Alongside in car 10, Robin Pendleton. Pendleton, your 3rd fast qualifier. Then on the inside of the second row, second fast time, car number 70, that's Joe Hill. And on the tail in car number 55, your fast qualifier this evening, John Strobel. Reshuffle the lineup due to the fact that Renner had some problems, held up the race a little bit. Now Pendleton, Robin Pendleton will start on the pole. Starting second will be Joe Hill. Third, your fast qualifier, John Strobel. And starting fourth, Donnie Renner. 4 cars, your fastest 4 qualifiers in the limited sportsman division. They'll go 4 laps. Pendleton leads the 4 cars down the backstretch. Joe Hill tries to get down behind Pendleton, but right there is Strobel. Still Robin Pendleton the leader. They traverse the backstretch for the second time. They'll get the halfway signal, this time by cross flags. Halfway for Robin Pendleton. Strobel now second, Joe Hill third, and Renner is fourth. Pendleton had a lot of trouble with that car early in the year, but seems to be running better and better, as does Strobel. White flag, 1 lap to go. Strobel inching ever closer in car 55. But barring any major catastrophe, it'll be Robin Pendleton, your winner. Second goes to John Strobel. Third is Joe Hill. And fourth is Don Renner. Car number 65, that's Willie Bigham. And alongside in car 3, Ron Holbein. Roger Roush starts on the inside of row number 2. And flanking him in car 0 is Zero Hill. Then comes Bob Justice in car number 29. And car number 11, Steve Scott. And finally, out back in car 53, Russ Bob. Just an explanation, a lot of times, or occasionally I should say, these guys will not be happy with their qualification run, and they don't want to get caught being too far under their time later in the evening, so they'll lag back on a heat race, and we'll try to get them another, under green flag conditions, another qualifying time, and apparently that's the case with Steve Scott and Russ Bob. Holbein gets a quick jump on the rest of the pack. Ron Holbein in 3. He spins in turn 4. And Holbein now with a big spin down the front stretch. That car was out of control in a big way all the way down the front stretch. And it appears that Holbein's car has overheated. It's completed. The white material they used to absorb that, or oil and water, is rice hull ash. Apparently a byproduct of, I assume, some kind of agricultural process having to do with rice. Setting the lineup now, Zero Hill, your leader. Willie Bigham is second and Roger Roush third. 1 lap complete, 7 to remain in this 8-lap heat race. Zero Hill, your leader. It's Don Hill Jr. in the lead. Now Bob Justice tries the high side of Willie Bigham, but he's sideways through 3 and 4. And Bigham retains the second spot. Roger Roush and Justice slugging out for that third spot. But now Roush inside of Bigham to take over second. Roger Roush is second. Still Zero Hill out front. Roush now sets his sights on Hill. He'll try to reel him in that R7. Justice is up to third, halfway this time. Zero Hill, Roger Roush, Bob Justice, Steve Scott now up to fourth spot. Justice still tries that high groove. He's trying to make it work around Roush as both the second and third place cars move in on the Zero car. The starter with a white flag in hand. There's a log jam at the front. And Bob Justice blows a motor, it appears big time, over in turn number 3. I get the white flag this time by from starter Jim Paul. Roush now with an inside move can't make it stick down the backstretch, and so Zero Hill will be the winner. Roger Roush is second and Steve Scott third. That is Zero's second heat race win of 1990 here at the Speedway. Heat race win number 2. He also has 2 feature wins in 1990 here in Winston Racing Series Limited Sportsman Competition. Zero Hill, the car sponsored by Automotive Services, Big JR's Towing, All City Auto Wrecking, Fergie's Towing, Dick's Trailer Sales, Advanced Air Heating and Air Conditioning, Jegs Automotive, Matco Tools, Lindy's Inn Pizzas, and Fast Racing Engines. Earl Isaac race is the faster cars of the 2 heat races. Larry Peterson and Charlie Osborne lead the field around. Larry Peterson the leader. Mike Brown runs car 20. And now Charlie Osborne challenges in 02. Larry Peterson, Charlie Osborne. Now Rick Stone up in car 72. Challenges Brown on the outside for that third spot. 2 laps in the record books. 6 remain. Osborne looks now to have a bit of an advantage on Peterson as they race into turn 3. but he's sideways in turn 4, and Osborne spins again. For their help with the electronic message center over off turn number 3. Help keeping you informed of the racing action. Back to green, Larry Peterson at the front, 3 laps down. Now Mike Brown tries the outside groove. Mike Brown in 20. They tiptoe gingerly through that third corner. It's a bit slippery on that second groove. Car's got the halfway signal that time by the starter. Peterson a bit twitchy coming off 2. And Mike Brown pulls off the pass down the front stretch. Mike Brown the leader. Peterson is now second. Rick Stone next to challenge the car 71. Brown now stretches it out over Peterson. He'll get a white flag this time by. White flag that time around. Brown is the leader now. Stone gets squarely on the backstretch. Your winner will be Mike Brown Sr. Second goes to Larry Peterson. Third is Rick Stone. And fourth in 98, Mike Rush. So that will do it for limited sportsman preliminary action. I'll go back and park those babies, get them tuned up for the feature event, the 35-lap feature. After the 75-lap late model feature later in the program. By the way, he did draw a 12, Bill Cantley did. So that means that Cantley will start 12th in the feature event, and the 12th fastest qualifier will start on the pole. Okay, and now the lineup. Your 4th fast qualifier starts on the pole from Miamisburg, Ohio. His time 14.623. John Vallow. Alongside from New Carlisle, Ohio, in the Paul Storr-owned entry, car number 5. The qualification run 14.618. Dick Dunleavy Jr. Starting on the inside of the second row. Who would have believed that a 14.474 would be second quick time? But it is Lonnie Rush Sr. from Pickerington, Ohio. And on the tail, your new track record holder from Columbus, Ohio, with a time 14.423, Bill Cantley. Your fast 4 cars, they'll go 4 laps. Dunleavy is second. But now Lonnie Rush moves past the 5 car. Rush is now second. He sets his sights on the leader, John Vallow. They'll get the cross flag signifying halfway this time around. It's Vallow holding his distance from Rush. Cantley and Dunleavy go at it for that 3rd and 4th spot. White flag for Vallow. Still about the same amount of spacing from 1st to 2nd. But your winner of the Trophy Dash will be John Vallow in 21. Lonnie Rush is second. Bill Cantley third. And Dick Dunleavy finishes 4th.
Mike Brown, could I speak to you?
heat race in the late model division. The way we split up these heat races is this. These are the slowest of the late model qualifiers, and then we advance to the faster qualifiers in the next heat race, and so on. On the pole, in car number 90, from Columbus is Ron Freebus, and alongside from Loveland, Ohio, car 77, Paul Sheffer. Tony Wilkins is in car number 9, and from Urbana, and from Columbus outside of him in car 12, Denny Dean. Carlton Smith is from Centerville, Ohio. He will start 5th in this race, and alongside from Xenia, or make that Columbus, car number 3, Don Gregory Jr. Then comes car 74, Ken Sword, and car 73, Ray Frucci, and finally, car 59, Burgess White. 9 cars. They will race 10 laps, 10-lap heat race for the late models. It's Ron Freebus and Paul Sheffer, the leaders, after lap number 1. Sheffer now squarely in turn 1. He gathers it back together, but not before he loses a bunch of spots. Freebus, your leader. Carlton Smith off the pace in car 19. He will join Ray Frucci in the infield. Meantime, Tony Wilkins powers his way around Ron Freebus, and Wilkins now leads this event. Freebus is second, Denny Dean third. Halfway this time, 5 laps will be complete. Gregory Jr. now works his way underneath Ron Freebus, and Gregory is now second. Ken Sword is third now. Under their belt. 3 to go. Tony Wilkins. Now Gregory closes in on Wilkins. The white flag out this time around. Now Gregory will try the outside of Wilkins. Driving the car, normally run by Gary St. Amand. Gregory will try to do it on the outside. It'll be close. Wilkins on the inside, Gregory on the outside. Your winner, Tony Wilkins. Second will be Don Gregory Jr. And third goes to Ken Sword. Have a message for Leroy Miller. Leroy Miller, to the base of the tower, please. On the front row in car 23, Greg Markham, and alongside in car 16, first time this year for this young driver, Mike Denny. The second row in car number 91, Scott Drake, and alongside in car 81, Don Wetnall. Up next in car number 52 from Columbus, the driver is Ron Otto Jr., and outside in car number 2, Pat Jones. And finally, bringing up the rear of the field, car number 94, Robbie Dean, and car number 1, Terry Humphrey. All these heat races lined up with the faster qualifiers to the tail of the event. 10 racing laps. Greg Markham in 23, the leader. Second is Mike Denny in car number 16. Down. They'll complete lap number 3 this time around. Ron Otto up to third spot. He'll go to the outside of Mike Denny. The drivers will get the halfway signal this time around. 5 down, 5 to go. Now Otto is second. Ron Otto sets his sights on Greg Markham, the leader. Just 4 laps now to close in on a 23 car. And Mike Denny, squirrely, and there's a piece of metal on the front stretch. It will roll down into the infield down in turn number 1. Not sure what that was, but whatever it was caused an immediate loss of power in that car number 16 for driver Mike Denny. To also mention that every event here at the Speedway is videotaped by Pinstroke Video. So if you're interested in a videotape of this event or any other event, see the girl behind the main grandstand for a videotape, Pinstroke Video. 6 laps down, Greg Markham is the leader. 4 laps remain. Greg Markham still the leader. Ron Otto right behind him. Now Robbie Dean moves beneath Otto. They'll race for that second spot. Still Greg Markham. White flag in the starter's hand. He'll be waving it this time by. And Robbie Dean, Ron Otto Jr., and Greg Markham. All get together down the front stretch. All those drivers out of the car, they are okay. Hopefully all these cars can be repaired for the feature event. Meantime, we'll run the final 3 laps of this event. Terry Humphrey, now your leader. Scott Drake second. And Pat Jones third. A white flag displayed this time around for Terry Humphrey. Scott Drake in hot pursuit through turns 1 and 2. He tries underneath Humphrey but can't make it stick. And the winner of heat race number 2, Terry Humphrey. Second goes to Scott Drake. And third will be Pat Jones in car number 2. Start, so we'll realign these guys and get back underway. Whenever we do have a situation where the cars aren't lined up just right, we go ahead and throw the green flag and then throw the caution and restart them. And that's the case that has taken place in this event. And Don Parsons with a jump in car number 12. Second is Bill Wellman. Jim Cruz moves up into third spot. They're racing 4 laps, your fastest 4 street stock qualifiers. Big Daddy Don Parsons pulls out a bit of a lead over Wellman and Cruz. He'll be halfway this time around. Now Cruz with a half car length advantage on Wellman for that second position. White flag for Don Parsons. And now with his third Trophy Dash win of 1990, Don Parsons. Second goes to car number 9, Jim Cruz. Third is Bill Wellman, and fourth, Butch McAllister. Yet to come 2 street stock heat races and then intermission. I have a message for a Brian or Laura Randolph. Brian or Laura Randolph to the base of the tower, please. Okay, the lineup for this heat race. Randall Borman is in 87, and alongside him in car 68, Mike Matthews. The second row in car number 11 is, I think it's, last name's Roderwall, Rick Roderwall, I believe, and Ron Mangus in 39. Mike Schweier is next. Jim McCauley, Eric Nachman, Glenn Miller Jr., Gary Carter, Dean Stuckey, and Don Townsend Jr. 8 racing laps for the street stock first heat race. Mike Matthews, the leader in 68. In second is Ron Mangus in car 39. It's still Matthews, but here comes Jim McCulley in 33 to challenge on the outside. Flag as Eric Nachman backs into the wall on the front stretch. Remain. Jim McCulley the leader. Mike Matthews is second. Dean Stuckey now moves up to challenge Ron Mangus for that third position. Halfway this time. Dean Stuckey gets sideways in turn number 3. Ron Mangus moves under. Mangus now third. McCulley a runaway leader. And Mangus will squeeze inside of Matthews down the backstretch. Mangus now is second. Matthews third, but he's getting a lot of pressure from Dean Stuckey. White flag for Jim McCulley in 33. Mangus is second, but Dean Stuckey pressuring in car 17. The winner, Jim McCulley. Second is Ron Mangus. Third, Dean Stuckey. In 04 is Buddy Townsend. Then comes 25 Darrell Parsons and 36 Mike Cyrus. 66 is next, that's Paul Baker Jr. and outside Fred Parsons in 21. Bruce Holmes is next in car 16 and 27 outside of him, that is Dave Dysinger. Then comes Donald Parsons III, Dan Brown and 03 Fred Hartzell. Get Fred Mazzarini to the tower immediately following this event. 8 laps, your street stock second heat race. Parsons, the leader in car 25. Second is car 1, Darrell Dexter. But now moving into second is Paul Baker Jr. Third is Mike Cyrus. In the record books, it's Darrell Parsons, Paul Baker Jr., and Mike Cyrus, the top three. Parsons wide in turns 1 and 2, and Parsons is off for the pace. Paul Baker Jr., the new leader. It looks like Parsons may have a flat on the front of that car. Oh, now they said black flag for breaking out. I don't know where the announcer was. Black flag for breaking out. Mike Cyrus contacts Mr. Concrete in a big way on the front stretch. Again, Darrell Parsons was going too fast, much too fast under his qualifying time. He was black flagged. White flag this time for Paul Baker Jr. Fred Parsons will try to pass him on the outside. It's Paul Baker still holding on in car 66. By a half a car length, Paul Baker Jr. That is the second heat race win of this young man's career, Paul Baker Jr. in car 66. Number 6 is Robin Pennington in car number 10, and Joe Hill in 70. Then comes car 55, John Strobel, and car number 20, Mike Brown. Up next in car number 3 is Ron Holbein, and then comes car 32, Arlen Sammons, and finally in car 65, Willie Bigham. 17 cars, 35 racing laps. The Limited Sportsman Labor Day Championship, the Ches Round Oldsmobile pace car, pulls off the backstretch, and we're prepared for a green flag. Roush the leader, Zero Hill a second, Larry Peterson third, then comes Steve Scott. They'll complete lap number 5 this time around. To challenge Roger Roush. Larry Peterson is in third. 8 laps down this time by. And Roger Roush off the track in turn number 2. Zero Hill, the new leader. Second now is Larry Peterson. Third, Randy Sward. Laps complete. Zero Hill, Larry Peterson, Randy Sward, Russ Bob, and Charlie Osborne. Your top 5. The new leader, Zero Hill second, but here comes Randy Sward on the outside to challenge for that second spot. 15 laps down. Flag signifying halfway this time around. Ron Holbein and Mike Brown off the racetrack into the infield halfway. It's Larry Peterson in 71. They lap the car R7 of Roger Roush. Second is Zero Hill. Third, Randy Sward. laps to go, 10 laps. Larry Peterson, your leader in 71. Second is Zero Hill. Third, Randy Swart. Fourth, John Strobel. Strobel up to challenge. Okay, we do have the 2500ths breakout rule, and Larry Peterson in 71 has went more than a quarter of a second faster than his qualifying time, 2 laps in a row. He goes to the tail of the event. So we do this to try to keep these guys honest when they qualify, because it is possible that someone would qualify a little slower than they are capable of to get a better starting time or starting position, and to be able to help them finish better in the feature. So Larry Peterson finally got his tires warmed up and got to going too good. We allow him to go a quarter of a second faster than their qualifying time, and if they do more than that, we throw yellow and they go to the tail of the event. So tough break for Larry Peterson in car number 71. Okay, 26 laps are down, only 9 remain. The new leader is Zero Hill, second is Randy Sward, third John Strobel, fourth Russ Bob, and in fifth spot Robin Pennington. 9 laps to go. John Strobel to the outside of Randy Sward. The new leader, 55, John Strobel. Fast qualifier Strobel, now your leader. Zero Hill is second, Randy Sward third. 5 laps to go. Strobel's best finish so far this year, a second position. He has yet to win a feature event in 1990. John Strobel, Zero Hill, Robin Pennington. Strobel has had that 55 hooked up the last couple of weeks, but yet to score a feature win. He is qualified no worse than third place. His last 4 make that 5 appearances here at the Speedway. race car next Sunday night, Kids Night, here at the Speedway. Also, if you want your child in a race car, make sure you have them wear long pants or bring along some long pants to put on when they go into the race car. 3 laps to go. John Strobel, the leader. Flag this time for John Strobel. Robin Pennington now at the second spot. Running third is Zero Hill. Fourth now, Mike Rush. And the winner of the Labor Day Championship, John Strobel. Second goes to Robin Pennington. Third is Zero Hill. Fourth, Mike Rush. Fifth is Joe Hill. And sixth, car 53, Russ Bob. First feature win of 1990. Of course, John missed part of the racing season, the months of May and June. Laps to go. So false start. Drake was off to a big jump. And additionally, I guess we do have a spin in turns 3 and 4. That's Paul Sheffer in car 77. Or 24 cars qualify, so that's why we've got a little bit of a short field, but it's getting late in the year. A lot of people have been involved in incidents. 75 laps for these drivers. See if we can't get a little better start out of this one. Scott Drake and Don Wetnall on the front row. John Barrow passes Wetnall for second. Drake the leader, Barrow is second. Wetnall third. John Barrow now alongside your leader, Drake. A good race for second between Wetnall and Drake. Complete. We probably revert back. Yellow flag as Carlton Smith spins in turn number 2 in car number 19. Vallow the leader. Wetnall is second. Lonnie Rush up to third now. Second, Lonnie Rush second in 83. The Big Bird off the track into the infield, car 94. Vallow continues to lead. Lonnie Rush is second. Don Wetnall third. Car 5, Dick Dunleavy is fourth. Good race for second. Now Wetnall challenges on the outside of Rush. Laps to go. 25 laps. And now Don Gregory off the pace. In car number 3, Gregory pulls off on the backstretch. And Kent Sword is out of the action in 74. Smith out in car 19, Vallow the leader down the front stretch. Second is Lonnie Rush in 83. Third, Don Wetnall. Fourth in 5 is Dunleavy. Fifth in car number 1 is Terry Humphrey. And sixth is 91, Scott Drake. laps. Second, Don Wetnall third, Dick Dunleavy fourth, Terry Humphrey fifth, Scott Drake sixth. 5 laps to go, 5 laps. Comes into the hand of starter Jim Paul. White flag this time for 21, John Ballo. Second in car A3 is Lonnie Rush. Third is 81, Don Wetnall. And fourth in car 5, Dick Dunleavy. Rounding 4, your Labor Day champion, it'll be John Ballo. Here comes second place, Lonnie Rush. Third is Wetnall. Finishing fourth in car number 5 is Dick Dunleavy Jr. And in fifth, car number 1, Terry Humphrey. 6, car 91, Scott Drake. Gary Brenner, we got a happy birthday wish going out to him. This is a 25 lap feature event. 1 lap is completed. The leader is Jim McCauley. Second is Gary Carter. Third, Ron Mangus. Gary Carter, the new leader. Second is Jim McCauley. 5 laps are down. Gary Carter, your leader. Second is Don Parsons. Third, Mike Cyrus. Carter, the leader, but Don Parsons is challenging on the outside. In third is Mike Cyrus. Ten laps are down. Don Parsons now the leader. Gary Carter is second. Mike Cyrus third. Fred Parsons fourth. The 16 car, I believe, is a lap down. They'll be halfway this time by. Car number 12, your leader. He's down the front stretch now. And a spin in turns 3 and 4. Bill Wellman and Fred Parsons. Wellman gets the car turned around and headed in the right direction. And we're going to go red for Ron Mangus in 39. Ron Mangus against the wall. Whenever we have a car stopped dead on the racetrack for a lap, we throw a red flag, remove that car, and go back racing. Laps completed, 12 remain. Don Parsons, Eric Nachman. I guess the car 90 is a lap down. Second is Gary Carter. Third, Mike Cyrus. Parsons the leader. Laps to go. And now Donald Parsons is second, Gary Carter third, Mike Cyrus fourth, Jim Cruz up to fifth spot. To go this time. Car 12, your leader, Don Parsons. Second is Donald Parsons, the third. In third spot, car number 9, Jim Cruz. Fourth, Gary Carter. Fifth, Mike Cyrus. Jim Cruz is up to second. Running third is Donald Parsons. And a red flag is Paul Baker Jr.'s car. Can't tell from here whether the car is still on the track or not. Laps to go. Don Parsons, Jim Cruz, Donald Parsons III is in third. In fourth, Gary Carter. Eric Nachman is a lap car. In fifth spot is Dave Dysinger. And 16, Bruce Holmes is a lap down. So the next car in line is car 6, Bill Wellman. White flag this time for Don Parsons. Jim Cruz in 9. Tries to get underneath Parsons through 1 and 2. He can't make that stick. And the winner will be Don Parsons in 12. Second goes to Jim Cruz. Third is Donald Parsons. And fourth is Bill Wellman. So thanks for coming out tonight for the Labor Day Championship. The winner, Don Parsons Sr. in car number 12. By the way, that's his first feature win of 1990 in street stock competition.